Okay, folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the coming week. This is where we review the stocks that we're watching as we proceed into the new trading week. Many of these charts we're going to review with members on the week ahead commentary, where we'll begin with Market Pulse Check, which is a review of the overall markets. Where do we believe they're going? What sectors are hot? What sectors are not? And we'll formulate a strategy. We'll also do a deep dive into a number of these charts and review what the best stocks are for high probability setups. Where do we want to enter and where do we want to exit? So next week, I'll be setting up a new level. Actually, it's already set up. It'll be available next weekend, and it's called the bronze level. Currently, we only have a silver and gold, but now we're going to have an introductory bronze level where it'll come with the week ahead commentary, a few other options, but it's really just an introductory level to the Contrarian Trader. And people who are members of that level will be first notified when the gold and silver memberships open up for new members. So if you want to go into the new trading week with a strategy for where you believe the markets are heading in the coming week, well, then that bronze level may just be for you. It's not as much in terms of trade alerts and stock chart requests, but you get that overview of the markets and you have your homework done for you on video. So if you're interested in that, enter your email address anywhere on the website and you'll be notified of when the bronze level is available. Let's get to the charts and how our week was. We had a good week. We went long of Google. I spoke about this last week that it had broken out of a wedge formation. We got long and we enjoyed a nice ride higher. We booked profits on Friday because I saw some weakness early in the morning in the markets. So I decided first out, best out, and we booked those profits. We're going to keep an eye on Google, looking to get back again long in the next trading week. So I'm still bullish on Google. I still believe it's going higher. So we'll be watching for a pullback on the name. Another chart that we like is Amazon. I spoke about this one last week as well. I was looking for a breakout. Last week we got one. So we're going to be looking to buy Amazon. It was only a few weeks ago where we booked profits in our short trade of Amazon. But now, after a nice consolidation, a bullish key reversal the week before last, we had a breakout last week. Volume could have been a bit better. So Amazon, a best stock chart for the coming week. Alibaba, another name which was under pressure only a couple of weeks ago. It broke out last week out of this triangle formation. So this is one where we may be looking to get long. And it's really dependent upon whether or not these charts can really put in a new weekly high. And we'll look for a high probability setup to get long. Another name I'm really liking here is Facebook. Facebook is flirting with a breakout above this upper band of resistance. Volume last week was light. I think that's the theme that we're seeing here, is that with all these names that I've gone over in the internet space, you saw a nice week last week on volume that was below average. So that's a concern. Going back to Google, same deal here, right? We had light volume. Back to Facebook. Stokes on Facebook, a bit extended. RSI rising, which is good. Next chart up. ATRS, this is a pharma name. A nice breakout of a, let's update the chart. I'll throw some lines up here. Of a nice tight consolidation formation, a continuation breakout formation at that. And here you have your pennant setup. And at this point, it's a bit extended. We're leaning into the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. We're going to need a pullback. And on any pullback, this is one where we may look to get long of, because what I really like about this chart, and this is why I like to take a look at the weekly charts, because I get that 30,000 foot view of the battlefield. A daily chart is way too noisy. It does not provide you with the big picture. And the big picture here is not so much will we see another point or two out of ATRS, it's will we see a double or a triple on ATRS. And what I'm looking at here and referencing is the inverted head and shoulders setup. You're not going to see this on a daily chart. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, We broke through the neckline last week. That's the big picture. That's why we use multi-period charts. That's the value that you get out of having some weekend analysis. The next series of charts we're going to go over are commodity names. Cal-Maine Foods broke out 3 weeks ago, pulled back, retested the breakout point the prior week, and then again last week, and reversed. It had an outside reversal week last week, a very powerful week. It became overbought on an intra-week basis and pulled back. This is still a very, very bullish setup. Cal-Maine Foods, while it's an egg company, is extremely volatile and a great trading stock. I love it. I love the setup here, and we may be looking to buy some Cal-Maine Foods. It's treated us well in the past. We'll be looking to get back involved with it in the coming days and weeks. The next chart up, I went over this one for one of our members a couple of weeks ago on members stock chart request, AG, First Majestic Silver. And at that point in time, I said, stay away. We were flirting with the upper band of resistance. Now is not the time to buy the shares. Expect a pullback. We got it. Now, last week, we had an outside reversal week. We still closed at resistance. But why I'm more bullish about the shares right now is because that outside reversal week was a very bullish setup. Would I go buying on Monday morning? No. We're looking for a breakout above this upper band of resistance. We have a breakout, and I drew this line several weeks ago. We have a breakout on Stochk RSI. So this is the market. We have a breakout on Williams percentage R. This is the market using the indicators, sending us a signal that it may be soon time. We have a breakout on RSI here. It may be soon time to begin buying shares of First Majestic. Perhaps even one of my favorites is USLV, which did not have an outside reversal week last week, but it flashed a bullish key reversal. So USLV is on our watch list along with AG. The next chart up, gold. There's a lot of, especially on Stock Twitch and Twitters, a lot of gold trolls, gold bears, and that as a contrarian is an indicator to me to make sure that I am on top of my game, watching for opportunity, because the hatred of gold and the denial of the fact that we've been trending higher for over a year now is just excellent to me. So we have been accumulating shares of the gold miners as recently as yesterday on this bullish key reversal on gold. And more so when you take a look at the chart of names like NUGT, an outside reversal week and day yesterday. Very bullish week last week, and nobody wants to talk about it. That's fine. But GLD, a bullish key reversal last week, almost an outside week. Why is it not an outside week? It's because we did not engulf the prior week's move, but very, very close. A really nice week last week. How was volume? Outstanding volume. Really good stuff here. Now, why might these names rally? The gold names, silver names. Why is the market rallying? It's because we're going to get a tax cut, right? Well, why would that benefit the gold names, the silver names? It's because it appears as though you have President Trump, because he's not getting any cooperation from the Republicans, he's going to have to partner with the Democrats. Does anybody in their right mind believe that you're going to see a cut in spending if there's a tax deal with the Democrats? There's no way. So what that means is that you're going to see less revenue coming into the government until you see economic growth and more deficit spending. What does that mean? It means a bearish US dollar. That will set up gold and the gold mining names for a massive bull run. The next chart up, if you want an individual name, Barrick Gold appeared on my screener. Very close to a breakout last week, and one might argue how you draw your lines. It did break out. I like to adopt a more conservative approach and say it closed at resistance. Volume was very light. Even more so of a reason to remain conservative. Barrick Gold looking really good with an outside reversal week, a very powerful setup. GDXJ, an outside reversal week. This is the junior gold mining ETF. Closed right at resistance. Volume was light. Kohu, I spoke about this chart a few weeks ago on member stock chart request right about here, and I said, don't go chasing these shares. Allow it to pull back. We have that pullback. We are now in a pennant formation. It appears as though we are going to hold the support level and probably push higher. We'll be looking to buy the breakout. The next chart up, Wyndham Worldwide. This is a weekly chart. We have a continuation breakout forming. We had a flag formation, a nice consolidation. We broke out 3 weeks ago. It appears as though these shares want to move considerably higher. Volume is a bit light, so just be forewarned that volume, we're not seeing institutional demand. Watch out for your MACD to ensure that this is not a bull trap. We do not have positive MACD as of yet, but that may soon change. Watch for a new weekly high. The next chart up is Best Buy. I'm not a big lover of the retail names, especially when one competes so tightly with Amazon, as does Best Buy, but the chart is looking good. We are probing the upper band of this trading range. We have no breakout yet, so I wouldn't be a buyer here until we got that breakout. But this is one that we are looking at as a longer-term play. If we get a breakout on Best Buy, in all probability, we're going to see a sizable move higher, probably through till Christmas. So Best Buy looking good. Big Lots, another retailer name, but I think this looks actually better than Best Buy. The reason is that we already have our breakout. And not only do we have a breakout, which occurred the week prior to last, we had a retest of the breakout point. So what does that mean? What that means is that what was resistance only 2 weeks ago is now support, and it was validated last week. This is a very bullish setup, a very tight pennant formation. Volume to the downside was very light last week. Ultimate oscillator validating the breakout. How is RSI? RSI validating the breakout. Stokes moving higher. I think Big Lots is moving higher. I like the shares. I think that they will move higher. They're one of our favorites for the coming week. General Motors. So a really nice bull move here. And it actually appeared on my long screener, stocks that I want to buy, but it also appeared on my short screener. Why is that? Well, obviously the momentum is to the upside here, no doubt about it. The problem is that it's extremely overbought with RSI 91.57. Members, we're going to talk more about this chart on the week ahead commentary. For the purposes of best stock charts, we're going to focus more so on the weekly chart. Now, in a weekly chart, we have RSI 83.23, and we're also leaning into the third standard deviation Bollinger Band. Now, does that mean that, given the fact that we're so extended that the shares can't move higher, they can absolutely move higher? Just when you think a share can't move higher, it does. So there's a way to trade these extreme overbought shares, and the last thing you want to do is go jumping into your intended position with both feet. You will get burned. So members, we're going to talk strategy on the week ahead commentary, because you've seen what happened in the past each time you've had a situation similar to this. Back here in late 16 was the last time you had about a 10% pullback on the shares. So I think that we could see the same on General Motors. So while I still think that the shares can move higher, I am more apt to short the shares, short the strength, because this market, as well as General Motors in particular, is extremely overbought. We will be looking to short these shares. And I don't believe that General Motors is going to go to zero. We're going to move in to the short side, book our profits, God willing, and move to the sidelines. Quick move in and out. Another name I discussed several weeks ago was SCG. This was a member stock chart request. It was very oversold. I think the daily chart is setting up nicely, and we are at a support level. And you can see where it was support, back here in 2015, and it was resistance back in 2014. So this is a support level that may hold, and the only reason why I'm saying that it may hold is because the daily chart is like a coiled spring embracing this support level right now. So we'll discuss a strategy for getting long. Now, why else do I like the shares? Is because look at the volume last week. And you may be saying, why is that good? It appears as though you had institutional distribution. Correct. But when you see volume like this and very little move net on the week, meaning the difference between where we opened and closed last week was very minimal. We were down slightly over a quarter of a percentage point on the week, but look at the swings you saw last week in volatility between the highs of the week intra-week and the lows of the week intra-week. What this tells me is that you had indecision. And when you get indecision at extremes, meaning the extreme lows of a trading range, in all probability, you're going to get a counter trend rally. And you want to sell that rally as a speculator. And that's exactly what we would be doing, is speculating on the shares moving higher. Do I believe that SCG is going to go back and make all-time highs? I have no clue. All I know is that it's oversold, due for a rally. We want to be a part of it. So members, more to come on SCG. And this is the daily chart we are watching here, a coiled spring. And that's it for this week, folks. Remember, if you want the week ahead commentary and our deep dive into the focus stocks, take advantage of the bronze membership. That will be coming out next week. Enter your email address. Anywhere on the website, we'll let you know when that's available. And unfortunately, we're still closed to silver and gold members. I expect that we should be opening up new memberships to the silver and gold levels around the 1st of November. And the way it'll work is like this, is that members of the bronze level will have first choice at those levels. Then the email list, those who opt in for best stock charts, which you're watching right now, you'll be notified second, and then we'll notify the public via social media that we have open enrollment for silver and gold levels. I like to keep the membership small. That way I can attend to what I like to do most, which is engage with members. I can't do that with several thousand members. I need to keep it small. So I'm sure you understand that. Everybody have a great remainder of your weekend. Members, expect the week ahead commentary coming out within the next several hours. Talk to you soon.